wanna be down with the king.
It's the Sports Kings.
Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
And Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, Work Done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy, already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the king.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
Welcome back from a Mother's Day weekend, everybody. Welcome back to the Sports Kings podcast. Yours truly, Big Mike here. Rob Calloway out, at least for the first hour. You're being heard via Spreaker.com. As well, make sure you guys hit us up and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can also email the show, sportskingslive@gmail.com. Yes, indeed. Monday. At the time of this recording, it is approximately 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the big news that just broke is that the NFL's golden boy, Tom Brady, has been suspended for his role in the quote-unquote, and I hate saying this word because I feel like it's ignorant to put gate on the end of every little controversy that rears its head. But for lack of a better word and for the sake of acknowledgement and the things that people are used to hearing, his role in Deflategate. Now, every time I say I'm going to think about it. See, there I go again. My guy, Alec Campbell, took a listen to some of the product here today, and that was one of his criticisms towards me, to stop saying and So I'm going to make a conscious effort to speak more fluently and not crutch myself or lean on that crutch of or as much as possible. I might even put on Instagram or Twitter that I'll pass out some shock collars to you guys, so while you're listening and you hear me say it, even though I'm not actually saying it at the time that you're listening to it, you guys can hit me with a vote or something. So I know what it's for, but it just hits me like randomly 3 o'clock in the morning. I just get electrocuted by a shock collar that some listener has purchased. See, there I go again. Has purchased from the Sports Kings. God, now it's gonna be on my mind every time I hear myself say it. Either way, yes, Tom Brady has been suspended from the NFL. 4 games, in fact, and we'll get to that in here in just a second. Let me make sure I set the show up real quick. We're going to definitely talk about that, seeing as though it just happened. It literally, not literally, but it happened here in the last hour or so. The suspension or the discipline was handed down not only to Tom Brady, but the team and the other gentleman in the equipment managers that were involved as well. We got some basketball stuff we got to get caught up on. These games are happening every other day now, and without any significant breaks in between. So we're going to go as far back as Saturday. We do know what happened on Friday with the Derrick Rose shot, so I am acknowledging that right now for anyone who may be a Bulls fan or listening in the Chicago metro area or wherever you may be listening. I do acknowledge that shot did happen. The Derrick Rose three-pointer to win the ball game against the Cleveland Cavaliers off the backboard. Well, so we'll talk about that. We got some miscellaneous stuff that we didn't get to, as well as some NCAA stories that I want to touch on. Speaking of NCAA, tomorrow we're going to have the guy who wrote the article on the Todd Gurley law that was passed here in Georgia, that was just signed into law on Friday, I believe, by Governor Nathan Deal. His name is Steve Silver, and he'll be joining us on the show tomorrow to talk not only about that article and about the changing of the guard kind of in the NCAA, or not changing of the guard, but some of the changes that he may foresee happening in the NCAA, as well as from a legal perspective. He's going to tell us about the Wells report, his thoughts on the Wells report, and on the Tom Brady suspension. So that should be very, very interesting, and I'm looking very, very forward to having Steve Silver on the program tomorrow. All right, now, let me give you the pertinent information first. Patriots quarterback Tom Brady has been suspended by the NFL for 4 games, the first 4 games of next season. The team has been docked a first-round pick in 2016, a fourth-round pick in 2017, and $1 million. Yes. Yes. The money not a big deal, obviously, right? Robert Kraft probably got $1 million in his pocket somewhere, like in all $10,000 bills. He got his own mint. He just print whatever kind of money he needs for that day. But the draft picks, I think, are big. The New England Patriots are notorious for stockpiling these draft picks. They had 11 this year, and I'm always talking about. I always use them as the standard for how you should go about your draft, if possible. Get as many as you can. It's like playing those games at the fair. You want to get as many shots as you can at the target, no matter how good or bad a shot you are. Based on the amount that you're able to put up, it gives you a higher percentage or a higher possibility of hitting more. So I totally agree with the draft strategy. The last time in 2007 with the Spygate situation, they got a first rounder taken away, but it was their own first rounder, the one that was like pick 23 or 4 or something like that. But the one they had in the top 10 that they got from wherever they got it from, Oakland or Tampa or wherever they got it from, yeah, they kept that one. So, and I talked about it a little bit on Friday that the NFL has to find something else to do about this, because as of next year now, there are 3 less, or there are going to be 2 less draft picks in the draft. The Falcons losing or did they lose that this year? Okay, my overall point is that every time you take a draft pick or draft selection from a team, you don't replace it. So inevitably, there's some kid out of the hundreds of kids that get drafted on draft day that won't hear his name. That because the amount of picks got shrunken due to something that was out of his control. And that may be kind of overshooting the situation a little bit, but I've always felt that way. Like, they have to find a way to, I don't know, try to add it back into the pool some kind of way. I don't know how it should be done. Maybe I shouldn't even have brought it up, because it seems damn near impossible to do it, because you inevitably have to give it to someone. So, yeah, maybe pick a name out of a hat. But because it's the NFL and it's Goodell and these boys, no one is gonna believe that that's legitimate. Even if they see the names get written down, put in the hat, they have a hat cam showing his hand reaching into the hat and pulling out the name. Knowing there's going to be a certain section of people who don't believe that it was legitimate, especially after he puts his hand in the hat and pulls out the name of someone who he has some sort of affiliation with personally in amongst the owners. I'm going to keep saying and it's going to bother me. It's going to bother the hell out of me now that it's been pointed out to me. They mentioned in the documentation that was sent out to the public or to the media that they did in fact include the previous Spygate infraction into this punishment. Fair or unfair, the fact of the matter is the same people, the same organization with the same people. It's not like this organization committed that infraction in 2007, and now they have a new head coach and a new coaching staff, and they have a new quarterback, and everything is different. Nah, it's the same cats. Which in turn, if you want to kind of put it into, if you want to kind of translate it, it translates into a culture. And right now, the NFL is just way, way, way too reactionary for me right now. And it starts with Roger Goodell. Have some sort of disciplinary compass that tells you what the right thing is to do. But the fact that I believe if you're one of the people who put your suggestion in the suggestion box, I think Brady should get 8 games, or you you said Brady should get 6 games, or you said Brady shouldn't get any games, or you said Brady should get 2 games. You did this to Tom Brady. Or I don't say did this to Tom Brady, but you were allowed, and I truly believe this, that Roger Goodell allowed you guys to punish players now. That is the fallout of Ray Rice. The fallout isn't that Roger Goodell learned his lesson and he has to be stronger and more iron-fisted in his punishments. No, that's not that ain't what he learned, if you ask me. What he learned was, I'll just wait. I'll wait to hear what everyone else has to say, because that's what he did with Ray Rice. I'm gonna 100% contend that if you get told that Mike knocked his woman unconscious and drug her limp body from a public casino elevator in Las Vegas, I'm going to be willing to bet that description alone would be enough for you to form an opinion. To see the videotape is what? Now you're convinced. You're even more convinced that it happened. Because while no one's really talking about this side of things, you kind of set the precedent that now you need a videotape to correctly punish me. So if I'm Tom Brady, I'm like, whatever, go to hell, dude. You can't give me 4 games and you only gave Ray Rice 2. That's a lie. And on top of that, you have no tape of me doing anything, any wrongdoing. That's from that perspective. Like, do I believe Tom Brady had these these grown men, deflating footballs? Of course I do. Of course I do. I talked about it last week. There's no way in the hell that 2 equipment managers take it upon themselves to mess with Tom Brady's footballs. And if you want me to believe that it only happened before the AFC Championship game or before a big game against the Colts or whatever you want me to believe, but they chose these big games to roll out this grand experiment. Let's see how much better Tom is or how much better the team is, because I think we're getting caught up on that part of it too. The fact of the matter is that Tom Brady in the second half against the Colts threw the football better. But I heard Bill Polian echo something that I said on Friday. Maybe he listens to the show. I think Bill Polian listens to the Sports Kings. Nah, probably not. But either way, I guess sometimes like-minded people, rational people, tend to have the same thought pattern. He said it's not only about Tom Brady and him handling the football and throwing the football. It's about being able to secure the football as well for the running backs, for the quarterbacks. We've seen who's in the NFL with like huge hands at quarterback. Guys like Ben Roethlisberger, who can pump fake the football and it never leaves their hand. He's holding it like a grape. Carson Palmer has pretty big hands too. So think about being able to actually grip and squeeze the football even more with one hand. When you have a defensive end coming around the end and he's chopping at your arm, and still being able to secure the football and not lose a possession for your football team, that's huge. That's almost as huge as throwing a touchdown pass with an improperly inflated football. So let's kind of get away from the whole, well, Tom threw it better. Well, okay, cool. Because if you're gonna say that to me, I'll tell you that the Patriots, their fumble rate last year was way down as far as the league average goes. So you can take it either way you want to take it, or give it however you want to give it. The fact of the matter, the fact that remains is that I don't believe anyone. Like, look at Alex Rodriguez, hitting home runs right and left, right, hitting pretty well. Ryan Braun, Bartolo Colon, all these guys in baseball that got popped for the PEDs, having great seasons. Now maybe they got a better batch now, a less detectable batch now, or they're taking them properly now. Maybe that's the case, but let's assume that it's not. And by the way, yeah, because it's these guys and because it's baseball, I have the right to be as pessimistic as I am and not believe that even if the players contend to be clean after being suspended for 50 and 162 and all these games, whatever, I can still, because what did Tony Botch said, we'll always be ahead of the test. He even spelled it out that if these guys take the product correctly, they won't get caught. So maybe guys learn their lessons. It's like talking about guys that go to prison. a lot of times they come out of jail better criminals because now they've